Welcome to Basically Sci-Fi, the short story podcast with stories you can basically call sci-fi. I'm Adam.
I'm Jared.
And I'm Todd. Have you got a story for us, Adam?
Boy, have I got a story to tell. Let me tell you. Alright, are you ready? Buck and Arlo stood in the eternal downpour. Distant figures cresting the hill, coming ever closer. Anybody got leftover power cells? Buck tried to whisper as loud as he could. He didn't know if it was the urgency in his voice or if it was the lightning crackling overhead, but the Froggy Boys sprung to life. Several of the nearest donated a few of their power cells to him. Bach swept... Bach? Bach. Who's that? Bach. Bach. Bach, the composer. No. Buck swapped his for theirs and told them to go lay the things out in the sun. But who knows if they really got it. You know, they're solar-powered.
Right.
Established canon.
Yeah.
Buck checked. He had 4 shots and 2 duds. Well, that was better than nothing. Better load the duds last. After loading his laser gun, Buck noticed Arlo's fidgeting. Arlo, my boy. No need to worry, Buck said as the approaching figures came ever closer. There must have been 20 of them. Well, with sheer numbers, they were exactly even. Not encouraging, but better than any odds he'd been given before. What would Mother do? What would my mother do? Not that other mother, he asked himself. He holstered his laser gun and corralled the frog squad. Got about half of them into a formation behind him. Quite respectable, he told himself, all things considered. He put the rest into hiding around wreckage of the ship, just out of sight, but well within earshot. Buck ran back up to his spot next to Arlo, who was shaking now. The off-worlders were nearly upon them. Buck reached down and patted Arlo on the head. There are so many new skybreakers, the poor frog-like Corvin croaked. Looks like a bunch of scavers. Buck could see that there was a motley assortment of dudes, some in leathers with little yellow Theta badges on their jackets, others wearing green or gray overalls and orange hard hats. Some had gas masks. The oddest group had black latex spacesuits with spikes sewn into the outside, like little porcupines. The others gave those a generous amount of personal space. The dude at the front was a majestically graying human, walking with a walking cane. He favored his left leg. Hail and well met, the old man shouted as he neared. I take it you're in need of a ride. Yes, hail, and, yeah. Buck Peters, nice to make your acquaintance. I'm the captain of this beauty, he said, gesturing towards the wreckage. I call her the Duck, 'cause plasma bolts slide right off her like water. She's one of the finest ships I've had the pleasure of riding on. He tried to smile, taking efforts not to look at the thugs bristling with laser guns and plasma rifles and all sorts of stuff. He looked square at the old man. He had on a faded pink bathrobe, and not a care in the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I like this guy.
Son, the old man said, shaking his head. No need for bravado. Me and the boys, we're here to give you a helping hand. We heard your mayday.
I don't like the way he said boys, though.
We heard your mayday, of course, and just so happened to be only a few dozen stellar jumps away. So, as being a generous sort, we thought... What was it we thought, Ripper? The one in the black latex with the spikes brandishing a gleaming axe reached down and carefully undid his ball gag.
Oh.
We thought, wouldn't it be nice if we could lend a hand to a fellow spacer? He carefully replaced the ball gag.
So many O's.
Oh. Oh, did I say oh?
What a well-spoken gimp.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't call him a gimp. You called him a gimp.
No, okay. What a well-spoken ball gag aficionado. Enthusiast.
Called a fetish aficionado.
A fetishianado.
Aficionado. Anyway. We reckoned it'd be a shame if there were no survivors, especially what with the Albatross's cargo being so precious, the old man said, smile never leaving his face. Buck broke into a cold sweat. Cargo? He searched his memory. Nothing came up. Ducks? No, that's the name of the ship. The fuck were they carrying again? So, son, where's the real captain? No doubt you've got him hiding somewhere in that wrecked hull. Wounded, no doubt. No worries. We gotta sawbones. Do him right up. Can't have him dying on account of I've got a few questions for him, the old man said. Well, if you heard the mayday, you're as up to speed as I am, Buck shrugged. Captain, what did the mayday say again? One of the jumpsuited mooks interjected. He was a brilliant humanoid with a fleshy pink snout, long black brilliant ears, and a little green sailor's hat. The old man frowned and side-eyed the guy. He lifted his cane with both hands and looked at it thoughtfully. Buck noticed some odd divot in the bottom of that cane. Huh. Strange. You're not here to help, are you? Buck said, hooking his thumbs into his belt loops to keep his fingers from shaking. Arlo at his side clutched his spear with a white-knuckle grip. The old man sighed, leveled the end of his cane towards Buck. Buck could see now a faint orange glow deep in the cane. Well, I was hoping to shoot you in the back real quick and merciful-like, but if it come down to this, no, we're not. I'm here to put you down and take your shit and make fat stacks, son. Well, if we're being honest, completely honest, I'm not really the captain, Buck said. No shit. Buck collected his thoughts. Anyway, yeah. His hands started to shake even more. I'm not the captain, but the rest of them are dead. So as I see it, I've been elected via crew vote of 1. I got the vote, by the way. Basically a landslide. 100% of the vote. Really, it was tremendous victory. So I'm entitled to the cargo here, whatever it may be. But I'm a generous captain.
Ballsy.
I'm a generous captain. I see no reason we can't split it. How about 50-50? My froggy boys deserve something for all their hard work. Arlo croaked, and all the froggos came out of the woodwork. Kid, that's a lot of frogs, the old man said, lowering his cane gun a little. He looked at the deliberate stoicism of Arlo, his white knuckles, the sweat beating up on Buck's forehead. He noticed how many among the froggos were trembling. He sighed. The old man raised his cane gun again. What are you after, kid? Money? Buck looked at Arlo, and then he thought really hard, which was, to be honest, something he was a little rusty at. Me and the boys want off this rock, and... Buck raised one hand and dug around in his pocket with the other, pulled out a scraggly, damp piece of paper. Holding it out in front of himself, he slowly walked towards the captain. The old man snatched it from him and started to read. His expression visibly softened, and he grinned, folded that paper up and put it in his pocket. You know, boy, you're a certifiable idiot, the old man said. Wait, did I give you the wrong paper? Hang on. He started patting his pockets. No, you gave me the right one. Your work hours form. You're just a few 100 hours short of the captainship test and a free bird, the old man said. I don't need a bird. Just a ship will do. Those goddamn mutineers wouldn't fucking sign off on my work hours form. Can't believe I came so far just to get fucked out of a goddamn finishing my 10,000 hours. The old man pointed his cane gun into the air. Well, you let me at the ship and I'll see what I can do about a few 100 work hours, yeah? The frogs coming too? Of course. The froggos are good people. I can't just leave them here. I'm taking another pass at that.
Planet?
On their own planet. Yeah, well, I mean, they did piss off the rest of the froggos. so that might not be good. Of course, the Froggos are good people, too. I can't just leave them here, Buck said. Then I say to the lot of you, the old man shouted, welcome to the crew, and he unloaded his cane gun into the air, which was quickly followed by the rest of those assembled behind him, shooting into the air as well, and shouting. It was a genuine ruckus, Buck thought to himself. The next few hours consisted of collecting the Froggy Boys, 36 in total. The Scav crew tore through the ship, looking for something. Buck had no idea what could have been so important for this many well-armed dudes to track down. A man with a spiked latex suit, possibly Ripper from earlier, escorted Buck and the boys back to the Scav ship, which turned out to be a massive Marauder-class assault ship. Buck fangirled a little bit as he was shown to his quarters. The thing came equipped with a real med bay, a mess hall and separate bar, a hangar bay for 10 fighters, and crew space for 300 to comfortably bunk. Buck was beside himself happy that he decided not to shoot first. Buck had never been inside anything quite so big. He almost didn't want to leave. But he knew that, more than anything else, he desired his own ship. No matter how dingy, dirty, small, or whatever, he wanted his own. He had already mentally named it and everything. Ripper showed them to a free squad room, which had 20 bunk beds welded to the floor and the ceiling. Personal lockers lined the far wall from the door. So this is all ours, Buck said, turning around to find that Ripper wasn't there anymore. Huh, odd one, that guy. The Froggy Boys settled into their bunks around Arlo's, who'd chosen the bottom bunk to Buck's top. No one really had to unpack besides Buck, which made him feel a little self-conscious. The old man turned up, followed by Ripper, arms full of blue denim. I take it you and yours are getting settled in? He surveyed the room. Not that y'all had much to add to the room besides the clothes on your back. Speaking of which, he walked over to Arlo and Jodeci? I forget how I pronounce his name. I'm going to say Jodeci, because that sounds good. He walked over to Arlo and Jodeci and dropped a denim pile on a bunk nearest them. Good Lord, gentlemen, put your dicks away. We live in a society. Also, showers are mandatory, every day. Buck, do they speak common? Aye, we do, Arlo said. Some more than others. It's the holy language used by the elders and the keepers of our oldest texts. Is that so? The old man said. Elucidate me over dinner, yeah? Which is at 7 p.m. sharp. Don't be late. Pork pie and pizza gets cleared out fast. Anyway, I'll leave y'all to it, he said, leaving the room. The end. For today.
Oh.
Yeah. Also, I do have a note. I've finally hit 69 pages. Oh, yeah?
Nice. That was important.
Is that why you ended it there?
Yeah, that's why I ended exactly there. I'm sorry. I didn't want to roll over into 70.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah. Gotta have your priorities.
Gotta have my priorities, my pride, and all the things I work hard for. Anyway, what'd you think?
There was some plot development there. I was intrigued by everything that was going on.
I wanted to make the world feel a little bit bigger. Not the world, the universe. I want to make the universe feel a little bit bigger. Although I don't feel like...
I had one question, though. With the guy with the ball gag, I forget his name.
Ripper.
Even though you said it like 2 seconds ago.
Yes.
Is he just a humanoid?
Yeah, he's a humanoid. Sorry, I should have.
No, you said he reached down and undid his ball gag, and I'm like, where did he reach down to undo a ball gag?
Oh, I should have said he reached up. Oh, I fucked up.
Was he gagging his balls?
Was he gagging his asshole? And does he speak from it? We'll never know, because I didn't write well enough.
Well, there was one alien. There was definitely one alien, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all a trademarked character.
Right. Oh, what? Really? There was a pig. It was a pig.
He had a
And
long,
you said
fleshy
he was, like,
snout.
brightly colored or
He had
something?
a long, fleshy snout,
Okay.
long black ears, and
Yeah.
a little green sailor's hat.
Long fleshy snout, long ears, and a green hat.
And we all have seemingly managed to write him into our stories, I think.
What?
You talking about Goofy?
Yeah! Got it! Got it in one!
I haven't written Goofy into my stories, and Goofy's a dog, not a pig.
Well, okay, so it's a well.
He vaguely resembles Goofy.
snout?
I was hoping my
I
voice
guess-
acting helped out a
Yeah.
little bit with that, but I'm not really good at voice acting.
I did think that you were doing a Goofy-esque voice, so I thought he had Goofy's voice, but I didn't pick up on the physical description.
God, I was looking at a picture of Goofy and I'm like, how can I fucking describe this fucker? Because your Goofy looks nothing like the real one.
No, mine's spelled Goofi.
Oh. Anyway, now Jared, you got to write Goofy in your next story. We need it.
I think I'll take a solid pass on that.
Any criticism though for this week? I feel like
Pluto,
I feel like
though.
all I did was
Yeah.
dialogue.
Oh no, as far as the dialogue went, it was solid. There was good characterization
Yeah.
to the scav captain. I liked the way that they were using in-universe terminology, and it gave him. I knew he was a distinguished gentleman, but I also knew that he was a little bit vulgar. I liked that about him. So, good
That's
characterization.
how you like to think of yourself, right?
Distinguished but vulgar. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
add some gray to my beard. That's how you get distinguished, right?
And to get vulgar, you got to add gray to your nutsack. Both of them.
Oh, man, I haven't even noticed because I shave.
Oh. Back when I used to do that, it itched something fierce, so I kind of quit. I mean, the first day is fine, but after a few days, it's like, Jesus Christ.
Speaking of another conversation we really don't need to have on this show.
Sorry.
I
It's what the listeners come here for.
Joking anyway, but now I don't even know how to explain that was a joke.
That was
You
a
were supposed
joke.
to just be like, ew.
Sorry, I'm
and then drop it.
I'm a little too honest.
You
Oh, my bad.
Anyway, ew, right?
Ew,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Who
About
would do
balls.
that? Gross.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go eat eggs for lunch.
Just the way that your universe generally works, I really thought that the first ship that came by to pick them up was going to be just really super helpful. This is the intergalactic rescue crew and we're here to...
I was waiting for the boss battle.
Oh.
Yeah, no, when I first started writing this episode, I wrote it into a boss battle and I had Buck shoot first. And I was like, but that's not what Buck is an idiot. And also, Buck's supposed to be bad at everything he does. Sometimes he gets lucky. So I deleted everything I had and I rewrote it all again. Yeah. Took me a long time to write this one.
I am interested in what the old man wants, because he must not be from Quadrant 9, because in Quadrant 9, the news broadcast said that there was nothing of value and the ship disintegrated.
Oh, of course. But the news broadcast has, they're a bunch of Illuminati people, so
Yeah.
Can't trust the news. That applies to real life, kids.
But that guy knows what's on there, and I am intrigued to find out what it is and to see if Buck gives a shit.
Oh yeah.
When he finds out what it is he going to be like, oh man, I need to stop this obviously evil man from having it? Or, you know what, I'll give it to this guy who helped me and all my frog bros.
They're obviously
He's gonna sign
evil.
my sheet.
Yeah, they gotta sign the sheet. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
he wants. He just wants a fucking sheet signed. That's it.
Yeah. Especially when I think of like the hours that I did for my driver's license and how I didn't do most of them.
Yeah, and imagine how annoying it would be if you actually did all of them, and then like your fucking driver teacher like didn't sign them, and he's like, "Do them again, my guy." Oh, God damn it! Or I guess if your driver's teacher had a heart attack and died mid-test.
Oh, I don't know. Like my ex-girlfriend signed it for me.
Oh,
Yeah. Just had to be the person that did it with you, like the driving. And
Yeah,
so,
you didn't.
yeah.
In Maine, you don't have to have it signed off by an instructor. It just has to be a licensed individual.
Yeah.
oh shit!
Yeah.
I could have signed off on my
She was like,
friends.
I'm not
So most
driving
people-
with you. You're gonna get us killed.
Most
Here, I'll just
people
sign it.
don't do all the hours they're supposed to because of that.
Now I'm sitting here thinking like I could have signed off on my friend Charles's fucking thing. Because he was
Charles.
15 when I was 16 and a half, so I got my license. But he bought a car because he had a part-time job. But he didn't have a license, so I had to drive his car for him.
You bought a car with a part-time job?
Oh.
Was this back in the 1970s?
He was a construction worker in his dad's construction company, so he just did a lot of manual labor with his old man.
Oh.
It was a
different, I guess.
three-person construction company. The dad, the daughter, and the son.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was a 45-year-old, a 15-year-old, and a 13-year-old.
Okay.
Child
Not
labor.
gonna say any last
Hell
names.
Yeah.
Got a few questions about that whole setup, but you know what? I'm just gonna let it go. Man, what a lucky kid.
Yeah, what a lucky kid.
Got a
He
car.
bought a fucking Volkswagen Love Bus, 1970s, stick shift.
Oh, you've mentioned that before.
I started that thing in a second so many times because I was bad at driving stick. I'm sorry, no, I started in a third because it's first, down, second, up, third, down, fourth. Also, down in a second went down in a reverse a lot on accident, which was not
I
good.
followed all those instructions perfectly. Thank you. Yeah.
Anyway, not good at stick. Anyway, yeah. So, thank you for your criticism.
Yeah. No, it was good.
Yeah.
I had fun with it, and I liked learning about the world besides just the one Froggo planet, because I've been waiting for Buck to get into space and wondering what other kind of aliens there were out there, and several of my questions about your universe have been answered today. That was really cool.
Thank you. Jared, what'd you think? Any negative criticism?
That was good.
I really need to get better. So what did I do wrong?
Well, that's your own negative criticism, but no, like describing their environment maybe a little more, as opposed to it was a lot of dialogue, like you said, and like you didn't really get a feel for the ship or where they were, other than the bunk room was described. But
Oh, the new ship.
yeah,
I was going to say,
The
it's
new
a little
ship,
bit
yeah.
rough because I have a problem with that too. Like, because for most of the story, the scene was the same as in the last part. Like, they were at that ship, like when the last
no,
episode
I'm
ended,
not saying
so-
describe that. I'm
Yeah.
just talking about the new ship. Got,
Yeah.
like described as something that it's felt like we were supposed to know what it would look like, but it's a made up thing. So it like
Yeah.
there's
yeah.
no you just described it as a warship or whatever,
Yeah.
battle cruiser. I don't remember what you called it exactly, but
Yeah, I took that
No.
as Buck knowing what it was, and so for
Yeah.
me that was I got the feeling that he was impressed, even though I didn't really get what he was impressed by. But yeah,
I did try to describe the size a little bit when I said it could store 300 crew, which would be quite a large ship.
yeah.
I should have described Buck's
No, you
other ship a
described
little
it
bit
from
more
the-
as well. But
From
Yeah.
the outside, which I think is great, and in the next one we'll hear more about the inside, I guess.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the economy.
Maybe.
I got this idea about writing about the economy, and I hope you think economic systems are funny.
I
Hope you like money.
Me too, when I'm building a universe, I have things that like I'm excited about that I want to do, and I think sometimes maybe I actually hold a little bit too much back, but I am so worried about just being like, here's an information dump about this concept I think is really cool.
But I'll see,
So,
if there's a
I
concept
mean,
you think is really cool, then yeah, it's likely that we will as well.
Don't do what I do and never tell anybody anything, but also don't do an information dump. Gotta find a balance. Maybe we'll find out about the economy. What was that word used before? Eugenically.
I don't think that's
I think we mean
the word.
diegetically.
Diegetically. Yeah.
Yeah. Or organically.
Yeah. Now I gotta write bringing eugenics into my universe.
Ooh. Gotta thank Sweden.
Some real hardcore racism.
For science. Science.
Science doctors. Ooh. All right.
For some late 1800s sci-fi.
I think you mean early to mid 1900s.
I think. Yeah. I was gonna say like
And
1950s, 60s.
technically 1970s Sweden.
I mean, I was
Star
thinking
Trek.
it was...
Went over a eugenics war.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to think of when the concept came into existence, because it's not like it was invented in exactly 1935.
No, the innate superiority of one's own race has been a long-standing tradition for humans.
I've honestly never heard of that before.
Oh no, racism? You've never heard of racism?
I'm sorry I said eugenically. I thought it would be funny. I knew it wasn't the word, and I knew you'd get it, too. Adam got it.
And it was necessary to point it out. I got the joke.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. That's why I'm talking about it.
Diegetically. There, you can just cut from when I said you could...
No. Now that conversation we should leave in.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tolerating my story this week, and I look forward to reading again soon, but not as much as I'm looking forward to hearing Jared's story next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Goofy.
Or at least a goofy voice.
Yes. Goofy.
No.
One of us. One of us.
Tell you what, I'll draw you a picture of an somehow legally distinct Goofy for your episode.
All gag Goofy.
And then we'll call it even.
Okay, Goofy. Those were those were two different characters. One of them was Ripper, and the other was not named Goofy. Just looked like him and sounded like him. Those were two different...
Anyway, sorry. We'll catch you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.